Hello everyone, I am Saranya, working as a assistant professor from SNS College of Technology. Today we are discuss about Agile Scrum framework. Let's start with Sathi Francis.
So hello everyone. So now we are going to discuss about the entire process of an entire workflow of the Scrum. So Scrum is basically a framework. Scrum comes under the Agile framework. Basically, Agile is known as a flexible, iterative, adaptive software development, which is basically focused on deliver a small workable pieces into a product and adapt it to the changes and continuous improvement and the collaborative with the customer and the team. So now we are going to discuss about the three components of the Scrum. So Scrum have a Scrum Event, Scrum Artifacts, and Scrum Role. So in Scrum Artifacts, Product Backlog and Sprint Backlog and Increment, which are the three components which is present in the Scrum Artifacts. When it comes to Scrum Event, Sprint Planning, Daily Scrum, and Scrum Review and Scrum Workflow are the major components which is present in the Scrum events. In the Scrum Role, product manager, product owner, Scrum Master, and product development team are the basic backbone of the Scrum team. By having these three components of the Scrum works in a very efficient way.
So to discuss about the roles in Scrum framework, there are majorly three roles. So the first one is product owner, and the second one is Scrum Master, and the third one is developing team. So to start with the product owner, he is like the voice of the customer. He asks the customer what are the features should be in the product, and he tells the team. So he is basically like a sailor in the Scrum. So the next one is Scrum Master. So he is not like a manager or a boss. He is like a guide to the team. So he takes care of the team without struggling any obstacles. So he'll talk with the team and make sure the works are being done in every sprint. So finally, the development team. So the development team consists of developers, testers, designers, and analysts. So they work together and complete the task. So at the end of each sprint, they develop a working model of the product. So how the Scrum actually works means starts with a product backlog. So in every sprint, they form a sprint backlog, and in every beginning of the sprint, the team works on each sprint and develop the product working.
Then who to create the sprint backlog?
The product development team will create the sprint backlog during this Scrum plan.
Okay. Then what is the role of the development team?
So the development team is actually a collaborative team. So they work together and complete the product in a working model.
Okay. Let me start with.
So I'm going to talk about Scrum Artifacts. Scrum Artifacts has three main parts: Product Backlog, Sprint Backlog, and Increment. Product Backlog contains items that the product needs and contains fixes, features, and improvements, and originated by the, and it contains it changes and evolves as the project evolves. So Sprint Backlog, a small item of list that contains from product backlog. So the contains item that will complete in the current sprint, and it shows how to do the work. And increment is the finished and the usable work that produced at the end of the sprint. That's it.
Okay. Then what are the purpose of Scrum Artifacts?
So Scrum Artifacts helps to manage teamwork and ensures transparency and deliver
Deliver the project. Okay. Then next we start with Keertana.
The Scrum event has a 5 major important events. It is also called as ceremonies. Major important events that are sprint planning, delivery the Scrum, and the sprint review and the sprint
Retrospective.
The sprint means the 2-week work plan will be decided on that. In sprint planning, the teams are picked the sprint to work on it, and delivery the Scrum. In this also the stand-up meeting, they will discuss 15 minutes meeting on held on the place and sprint review. In there, the teams discuss on to their uh, what are the backlogs are there. They are discuss about the things and the sprint retrospective to discuss what went well and also what did not done in the work. It is the major events held on the Scrum. Discuss and divide the works. What are the works we have to do in the project, and the teams are picked the work divided divided in the sprint.
That's fine. Then, okay. Then what are the then how to compare the sprint review and sprint retrospective?
On sprint review, they discuss in the meeting what are the works will be, what are the works have backlogs. They are discuss about that one. In sprint retrospective, they will discuss whole project teams. What, when, what will be did and did not. In review, they discuss up in five people. In retrospective, the whole
Whole
teams
teams to work the complete the project. Thank you.